This is a completely unscripted video about a weird and kind of far-fetched theory I have about Luigi's Mansion 4 not only coming to the Nintendo Switch 2, but coming to the Nintendo Switch 2 this year on October 31st. Just hear me out on this one. Hi there Nintendo gamers, my name is Veggie Vulture and today I want to talk about Luigi's Mansion 4 because Luigi's Mansion is one of my favorite gaming series of all time. I've completed all three of them, although the second one was kind of hard to complete because of a certain professor constantly messing with your game and pulling you out of the game, which also was necessary because otherwise the 3DS couldn't run a game that beautiful because then it only needed to load parts of the game. Anyway, I love Luigi's Mansion. I think Luigi's Mansion 3 is one of the best games on the Nintendo Switch, the original Nintendo Switch, if it isn't the best game on the original Nintendo Switch. And one thing it really does is it shows the power of the system that it's on. It showed the potential of the GameCube. It showed what the 3DS was capable of doing with good optimization, and it really showed what the Nintendo Switch was capable of, which proper game design, proper level design, proper art form, and all of that stuff. And I think Luigi's Mansion 4, having that on the Nintendo Switch 2 would really show people what the Nintendo Switch 2 is capable of. But I have a theory about it coming this year on October 31st. There's a bunch of stuff pointing in that direction, although Nintendo has said nothing about it. Now, first of all, what I want to say is that Luigi's Mansion 3 on the Nintendo Switch released on October 31st, 2019, if I'm not mistaken. But it was Halloween, right? Luigi's Mansion should always launch on or around Halloween. It just makes sense. That's Luigi's Mansion, and Luigi's Mansion is a scary game, funny scary game, and it's perfect for Halloween. It's your perfect holiday winter game, that kind of stuff. So that's the first thing. Now, we are now closing in to it being 3 months away from Halloween. July 31st is coming up, which means that it's 3 months away from Halloween, which is right smack on that 3 to 4 month period that Nintendo sometimes does with games. Like they announce a game, they show you like a game. Hey, here's a game. It's coming out in 3 or 4 months, right? That's what Nintendo loves doing right now with releases and announcements and that kind of stuff. So it is 3 months away from Halloween. And there's also, there's more to this, by the way. There's also a gap there for me. Like a lot of people are saying there is a lot of games coming, and there are a lot of games coming, but there's just like, for me personally, I feel there should be that one more game around September, October. So Luigi's Mansion on Halloween would make perfect sense. And then there is the other thing. Nate the Hate, who has like, I don't know, a 99.9% accurate track record when it comes to Nintendo Direct leaks and all that stuff, said that there is a Nintendo Direct coming in July. Nintendo Directs often happen on Thursdays. July 31 is a Thursday, meaning that if a Direct would come on July 31st, so the last day of July and also a Thursday, that would make perfect sense, and the timing would make perfect sense. And also, I think the Direct is going to be on the 30th or the 31st because this week we have Donkey Kong Bonanza. A lot of people are playing that, and Nintendo was focusing on that, right? Next week there's a Pokemon Direct. And I don't think Nintendo wants to interfere with a Pokemon Direct. So they're not, although it's kind of a separate thing, it's also kind of a Nintendo thing. It's kind of like two things at once. But I don't think Nintendo wants to interfere with that. So I think the last week of July is where Nintendo wants to drop a bunch of information on us with a Nintendo Direct. Not only a release date for Metroid Prime 4 Beyond, which I'm super excited about, but also like more release dates for third-party games like Elden Ring. I don't think we have a release date for Elden Ring. More information about certain games and just in general, like we know there's a lot of stuff coming in 2025, but we don't have release dates. This would be perfect to show us a Luigi's Mansion 4. It's 3 months from Halloween. The last week of July, we know we're getting a Direct because Nate the Hate is saying it, is 3 months away from Halloween. We have a gap in game releases around that time, around Halloween, right? It would just make so much sense. Also, there's a lot of talk online about how powerful the Nintendo Switch 2 actually is, and is it that powerful, and is it that great? Because in rough power, in horsepower, it isn't like super powerful, but then it has DLSS, which makes the games look much better than the power of the system suggests. So having a game like Luigi's Mansion 4 that completely utilizes that would be absolutely totally awesome. And I know this video is one big pile of wishful thinking from me. I'm going with it. I'm calling it. We're getting a Luigi's Mansion 4 this year around Halloween. See ya.